W7 live from Waukesha West High School. It's lacrosse time. Let's get the usual suspects on the camera here. So, Coach Jill Kine, former head coach at Franklin, still huge Franklin supporter, wearing her Franklin colors, the whole thing. We love Franklin. You know that, Coach.
I know.
Welcome, Coach. Thanks so much for making time to hang out with us tonight, and let's get this thing started. What do you say?
I love it. I love it. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. It's going to be a great night. It's a beautiful night.
It's perfect.
Well, two teams coming in here. Verona and Waukesha. I mean, thoughts first of all, Coach. I know you talked to both coaches. Initial thoughts here on this game tonight.
Yeah. So I talked to both coaches, as you said, and the Anna from Verona noted that they've only played 2 games. Of course, Mother Nature always loves to intervene in our spring sports.
Absolutely.
So she's only had 2 games. They had a huge win though over Middleton. She was saying that they'd only beat Middleton. Maybe it's been at least 4 years since they beat them. So she's not quite sure what they don't know yet, so she's looking forward to kind of seeing that tonight. Bill from Waukesha, a little bit of a rebuilding year. He's got a really strong sophomore class, he said. And, as usual with high school girls sports, they have moments of brilliance, and they have moments where you wonder, that probably wasn't the best.
Kind of like all high school girls sports. Absolutely. Absolutely. So 2 25-minute halves. I got a couple slides up here real quick. First of all, players to watch tonight for Waukesha. Lauren Hosley, Hadley Malcolmson. Coach Pakel thinks that Hadley's one of the best lacrosse players, one of the best hockey players in the state. So that usually translates pretty well in lacrosse as well. And then Kaylee Keller and Becca Danielson behind the net has been, or in front of the net has been just fantastic. So some pieces to build on, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And then for Verona, number 11, Paige Zahler is certainly one to look out for. Jillian Cartwright, she's a senior and a captain. And then Sophia Jetalo behind in front of the net as well. So should be an interesting game. Like you said, Verona coming in 2-0, and Waukesha coming in, I believe, 5-1. Is that right?
5-1.
My memory hasn't totally failed me yet, Coach.
No, 5-1. They lost to Waukesha. I'm sorry, they lost to Arrowhead.
Everybody loses to Arrowhead, right?
Always a tough game when you face Arrowhead.
Absolutely.
So, but I think one of the things too, one of your players to watch for Waukesha was Kaylee Keller, number 16. She is hands down one of the best defenders in the state. She's a basketball player. She gets it. She's very intuitive, and I've watched her play for a lot of years. So she'll be fun to watch tonight.
Well, it should be a good one. Just getting underway, getting cameras settled, and all that fun stuff that you guys come to know and love from W7. And first time doing lacrosse. It's been a while, so I get a little rusty.
Yeah, we got this. We got this. First shot on goal by Waukesha was a miss, a little overshot. So there's a new rule this year, which we'll see as the game goes on, and that is a self-start. So anytime there's a foul up here in the midfield, anywhere except in the critical scoring area, if there's a foul, the girl that gets fouled can immediately pick up the ball as long as she starts and start right in again. Used to be they had to wait for the official to restart play. So it's quickened up the game a little bit. So that's something to watch and see how these girls adapt to that.
Any other big changes this year from last year?
That's the biggest. That's the biggest that the girls are really seeing and taking a little bit to adjust to. The turnover.
Well, no score, just getting started. First half.
Oh. So here you'll see the self-start. So there was a foul on Waukesha, and she can go now. She doesn't have to wait. And the girls are really still adjusting to it.
That's Zahler, 11, Paige Zahler. Certainly somebody to keep an eye on tonight for Verona.
Forced turnover by Waukesha. So here's your self-start right there.
The officials were so excited that we were live streaming the game tonight. They were asking me all kinds of questions about it over there. Like, what's going on here? What is all this?
I think we all like the attention that you bring to the sport.
That's a lot of work. I mean, it's good to get some recognition for it.
Yeah, that's good. Officials aren't always happy to see a lot of people.
Right.
Not coaches on the sideline, at least. So a couple turnovers right away on both sides of the ball. Maybe some nerves still.
Well, and nerves on the cameras, guys, so bear with me. We're still working out the kinks here. But the great thing, Coach, is we have so many great supporters that know us, know what we're about, know what we're doing, and they give us a lot of grace. And we need it, boy, I tell you.
Well, this sport's so fast moving. No matter how many cameras you have out, it's kind of
Right?
It can be challenging to keep up with it, even here live. So
And I lost all my help because the kids have all decided to go have lives of their own, which I, don't know how I'll get over that. But,
it's good and bad.
yeah.
So nice clear there. So the Waukesha goalie is, I believe, actually they have a different goalie in, right?
Beckett Danielson is the goalie for Waukesha. All-time leader in shutouts and a whole lot of categories for the Nighthawks.
She's a senior, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I think they have a backup goalie too that's pretty darn good, a sophomore. But I believe that girl also may play some defense for them as well. So another turnover, forced turnover. Waukesha coming back on the attack. Still no score.
Do you expect a low-scoring game in this one, Coach? I mean, thoughts here as far as scoring goes. I mean, we've seen them all over the place. I mean, I guess, I don't know if it's good offense or good defense or what, maybe a combination of the two. But, what do you expect as far as scoring goes tonight?
Well, Waukesha has been relatively low-scoring so far this season. And, with Verona only having a couple games under their belt, their offense is probably working out some kinks, so it could be that it is a low-scoring game. Lauren Lopez is, she's got 17 points on the season for Waukesha.
Wow.
She's number 25. So she right now, it looks like, she's their leading scorer right now.
Well, nice defense there.
Yeah.
I got to admit, Coach, when I came to set up, I was setting up like on the sidelines of the football field. They had to come over and tell me, you're actually setting up inbounds of the game. So
it's a big field.
It's enormous. It's just huge.
It is a very big field, and these girls, I think, forget sometimes. There we go.
Lady Nighthawk goal.
I love this guy. Ed Rowie, I know you're on, and I'm doing my usual critique of the PA announcer. This guy's
Goal
onions, as Bill Rafferty would say.
Her first
He's
assist
he's
by
enthusiastic.
Number 11,
Yes.
Malcolmson.
I think I'm going to change my voice to this also. 1-0, Waukesha.
Correction. Assist by number 5, Lauren.
He's going to go home and watch us later and be mad at me
There you
probably.
go.
But
Hey, that's my real voice.
I may lose some sleep over it. It's possible. 1-0, Waukesha. So face off after every goal, right, Coach? I mean, that's
Yes. Yep. A draw
just
after
like
every.
just like hockey.
Yep. Draw after every score. They come back to the middle of the field. Draw control is a huge thing. If you can control the draw, you see teams that have a high draw control percentage.
Draw. That's it. I remember that now. So,
Yeah.
so Riley taught me a lot last year, but unfortunately, it's all been absorbed with basketball and volleyball stats since
Between
then.
then and
So,
now. Yeah.
so sorry, Riley, but Riley taught me a ton last year about lacrosse. It was so fun doing those games with her last year. She was so great.
She had a great time. She really liked it. Maybe we'll get her to come back.
Love it. Would love that. We're going to be at Franklin for senior night next month when they play Kettle Moraine. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be good.
I'm excited to get to see the girls at Franklin again. It's been too long.
I think they're going to surprise some people this year. They lost 11 seniors last year.
Yep, that
We
was a
lost
big
11
group.
Seniors, huge group, but I think that they might surprise some people.
Jules Shearer, the new coach at Franklin, doing a great job. She's just a great player. Just loves the game so much, as you
Lady
know.
Nighthawk goal.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. She's a lot of fun. She brings a whole new spirit
She
to the team.
she is a lot of fun. We had her mic'd
Goal
up
by
last year,
number
if you
5,
remember.
Lauren
Oh,
Hosley,
yeah.
her first
Lauren
Yeah.
Hosley on the
assist
goal
by
for
number
Waukesha, 2-0.
2-0.
So if you know W7, you know this is going to happen a lot. We're going to start telling stories, and the game will be going on, and we'll have to stop and say, oh, yeah, by the way, this happened.
Just scored.
So just, this is kind of how we do things. And like I tell everybody else, if you don't like the stories, you're free to hit the mute button and just watch the video part of it. But a lot of people tend to like the stories, so.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people are still learning lacrosse. So even
Me
if
being one of them, Coach, I tell you what, it's
I still learn.
I learned a lot of respect for how hard these kids work. I mean, it's a hard game.
I always am amazed at the at the sheer courage of the girls that
For
play this
sure.
game. You know, there's a lot of sticks flying around, and when they cut through there to catch the ball or as a defender, it's very physical, it's very tough, and it's a lot of work.
Well, it's one of my favorite sayings of all time is, if you can't play nice, play lacrosse.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Verona on the attack now. So we get to see Kaylee Keller in action, number 16. Oh, with the knockdown. Verona got it back.
So Verona in black and Waukesha in white.
Oops.
That Danielson's a really good goalie for Waukesha.
Waukesha.
Well, I'll tell you what, those Waukesha kids were fired up in the starting lineup when they came
Yeah.
through. They were ready to go.
One of the things that Coach Paquin had said before the game was that so Classic 8 split the conference this year into an east side and a west side.
Oh.
Sort of a Biggie and Tupac, as Sam 80 from USM like to call
Love
it.
Sam 80.
Yeah, yeah.
Great coach. Got her 100th win on W7 last year. At your
home,
expense,
at Franklin,
unfortunately,
yeah,
Coach. I
yeah.
know.
So they split the conference. So he's added additional non-conference games, including this Verona game. So it's nice for them to be able, for all the schools actually, to be able to add some games and get outside of the normal conference.
Verona's got a really good lacrosse club. I mean, they're really all in on lacrosse, Verona is.
They've been around a long time. So 8-meter shot. There was a foul in the 8. I can't see the number of the girl that's shooting 11 at score.
And there's a goal for the Wildcats.
Number 11.
That's Paige Zahler.
Goal by number 11, Paige Zahler.
She's got 8 points on the year. She's a junior, so actually 9 points on the year now.
Paige was all conference last year.
Tonight's game is being live streamed. By
Here we go.
W7
There, now we're
Productions.
getting to the big time.
You
Here
can
we
watch
go.
the game for free by going to their website at www.productionsw7.com or visiting their Twitter or Facebook page.
No guarantee on the video quality, guys. So we're doing the best we can.
There's the plug, though.
Yeah, we got the plug in, so people don't think we're DJs anymore now. And you wouldn't want you and me being DJs down here. I'll tell you that. That would not be something anybody would want to see.
The pregame music might have been a little bit different.
Might be a little dated. Well, here comes the draw. It's now 2-1.
Verona gets it on the draw.
Coach, are pretty much all games now on this artificial surface? I mean, do they even still play on grass anymore?
There's a handful of schools that do not play on turf yet. The majority of schools have moved their games. There were some schools who weren't letting lacrosse play on the field, on the football field. So they didn't want the extra lines, and but there are still a few schools that are not on turf. It's a different game on grass.
What's different about it? Is it the speed different, or
well,
is it?
yeah. I mean, you get the ground balls that if the grass is too long,
Kind of go
or it
they can stop right there,
and
or
yeah.
take a weird bump, weird roll if it hits a pebble or something, and you obviously don't have that here.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking tire chips, but they're usually not big enough to make a difference. So.
Right. And you also have so much uneven ground when you play on grass that I feel like girls can be a little bit more injury prone. But if you talk to athletic trainers, they actually seem to think that training or playing on the turf is more potential prone for long-term injury. So
I've heard that.
Yeah, something about how your feet don't stop quite as well,
and girls especially are always susceptible to knee injuries, especially ACL injuries, and I always worry about that just because it's so prevalent, and that's in every sport. That's not just lacrosse. I mean, I can't tell you how many basketball players I've heard of have gotten ACL injuries in the last this last year. It's crazy. They said girls are 5 times more likely than boys are to get an ACL injury.
That is so interesting. I did not know that.
And it's to do with development, and again, I don't want to get into the anatomy, nor do I even understand it. But I mean, that's somebody explained it to me once, and I heard about 10% of it, and just kind of went from there.
So that was a great knockdown by number 44.
Goal by number 44, Anna Shamans, her first.
Waukesha had a nice knockdown and then put it right back in.
So now 3-1, Waukesha. 16-10 left first half.
Pretty fast moving already. It's a really beautiful night for lacrosse. We got lucky.
Boy, when I got here, the wind was howling. I'm like, uh-oh.
There's Verona's setting it up now. A little bit more of a settled offense as opposed to the fast break. Looks like Waukesha's in their usual backer with Kaylee as the backer. So it's more of a zone defense, and then she kind of follows the ball.
You know, I heard in the JV game a lot, one of the parents kept saying, pass with purpose. I don't know if that's something that you guys preach or not, but I mean, to me, it's like, hey, you're trying to accomplish something, not just, flip the ball around.
Right. Yeah, have a reason that you're making that pass. And pass with something on it, too. That was a little bit of a floater pass that the Waukesha girl just stepped in front of and took off. So Waukesha on the move again. Oh, nice save there by the goalie. I think she deflected it. Oh, she's wide open. Waukesha's doing a nice job of seeing the open girl when she's there right in the 8. Goes number 4.
4-1 Waukesha jumping out early here on
number 5,
Verona.
Hosley, her second.
Well, that's Hosley. That's 2 already. We talked about her as one of our kids to watch tonight. Definitely a scorer. Position-wise, Coach, you got to give me a refresher here, and most of our listeners probably would appreciate it as well. As position-wise, I mean, who kind of, what are the different positions and the roles to go with those?
Yeah. So the girls that typically are on the circle are called the midfielders, and those girls can go full field. They play offense and defense, and then you have 4 attackers, and typically they stay on the offensive end, and then you have the 4 defenders. So at any point in time, the attackers can go all the way up to the opposite restraining line, and the same with the defenders. So you'll see most teams want to redefend. So even though your attackers are typically offensive players, we always sort of preach everyone's a defender. Because the minute that ball gets turned over or a missed shot, we want you redefending. We want you being able to come up with another knockdown, an interception, a ground ball, so that we can reset on offense and get the ball right back in action. So the midfielders, it's funny, a lot of times when you have young girls, they think, oh, I want to be a midfielder. I want to be a midfielder.
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
Get out here and see how much they run.
Yeah, it's a lot of running.
And you see some girls rethinking it and going, I don't know.
Maybe this is not for me.
So... But those are the main positions. And you'll see sometimes you'll have teams that will put a defender up on the circle. That's what we did at Franklin last year with Amanda Wachter, was put her up on the circle, and she was a great draw controller. So everybody can be a little creative with it.
As far as outlook for this year in the conference and really kind of the race for state, I mean, who's really the teams to beat this year that you see, at least in the early going?
Yeah, so as usual, you always have Arrowhead, who kind of gets out there from the beginning, and that they're always going to do well. Tom's just a great coach. He's got a great program. He's got an amazing feeder program. So you always look at the Arrowhead, and then. WNS has always been strong.
Yeah, they were good last year, for sure.
They've got Aubrey McLaren back. She's a, signee, going to go play at Marquette in the fall. So WNS is always tough. Of course, we already talked about Sam over at USM.
Yep.
Sam's always got great teams.
They really like lacrosse at USM, don't they?
They do. They love their lacrosse at USM. And Sam's built a great program. And
for
she's
sure.
done a great job there. Always competitive, always strong, always physical, always in the mix. And I think, as I mentioned, Franklin's going to surprise some people, even though they lost their 11 seniors.
Now, you're not just being a homer here, are you?
I'm not. I do. I think she's going to surprise some people. They got Bella Barnard back. I mean, Bella's an all-state.
Well, you got Krieger back too, right?
Jillian's back. Jillian's having a great season. Kendra Haslow's back from an injury on defense. So I just think they might surprise some people.
Are they playing tonight, Franklin?
No, they played Tosa last night, and then they play USM tomorrow night.
Gotcha.
And WNS Friday night. So they've got a couple tough games in a row coming up. That'll be 2 great tests of the conference for them.
Well, I'm sure we got some of the Sabre ladies on tonight, so
Probably.
hope you guys are well. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon. What's the call here, Coach?
I think I thought 3 seconds at first.
3 seconds in the
But-
lane? That's what I always call it. That's what Riley was telling me about it last year. So I equated it to 3 seconds in the lane, like you're in the
Yeah.
in the zone there where you can't be.
Only it's on defense here, but I don't think that was a call. I think number 5 might be hurt, actually.
Oh, well, that's not good. That's Hosley again. Actually for Verona.
For Verona.
I got to pull my roster out here.
I think she might be injured. It looks like she was going out and getting replaced. Yeah, I've got their roster as well. Or maybe it was number 6. It doesn't look like they have number 5. Julia Horsfall, I believe.
Well, back to live action, and flag here comes out.
Not sure what that was. A foul of some sort. Verona kept the ball. I just didn't see which it was, what she called. That was a nice pass.
Well, Verona's spent a lot of time down by the net, but haven't been able to put much in yet so far.
Yeah, I think they just need to spread out a little bit more, settle down maybe a little bit. They're getting some good cutters and good looks.
Zahler with the only point for Verona here in this first half. 4-1 Waukesha. 12:53 left first half. Boy, these games just fly by, don't they?
Yeah, this one's moving pretty quick. And that self-start does move it a little quicker even because there's no waiting on that second official's whistle.
Well, here's Paige Zahler. She's the one to watch out for on this Verona team, and we got a stoppage.
I think a foul. So she should be shooting an 8-meter. This is probably
Zahler all-conference last year.
Could be money shot right here for her. She's pretty talented. Good player against good goalie. Yeah,
And in there, goal for Paige Zahler for Verona.
it was a great shot fake on her part.
What's the strategy on those 8-meter shots, Coach? I mean, I'm sure Paige makes it look way easier than it is.
She did make that look pretty darn easy. So, a lot of times you'll see girls try to shoot too far out, and then that's so easy for the goalie to stop that if you only take one quick step. But you definitely need to attack quickly. And a shot, when you're coming in that kind of close and sort of on the doorstep of the goalie, that's when that shot fake becomes so important. But you really see those girls when they get their stick back and they're ready and they're twirling their stick and they're kind of taunting
They love
the
those.
goalie.
They love those,
Yeah.
don't they?
They're like, don't you wish you knew where I was going with the shot? They're tough to defend. Those are tough to defend because a lot of times you'll see a shooting space call, drawn on those.
These draws
shots.
are so fascinating. I love watching these. It's just such a neat thing to see.
There's a lot of control in them. There's a lot of colleges that have draw control specialists, and that's their only job.
That's what they do. Just come out and do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge thing because it could mean several possessions a game.
Yep.
In your favor, especially in high-scoring games.
Yep.
4-2 Waukesha. 11:54 to go in the first half.
So I think they called shooting space on that.
And so that is. I remember Riley telling me last year, but like I said, it's been a while.
So shooting space, basically, you cannot step right in front of a player when she's coming in to shoot. It's designed to protect the defender, so that the girl coming in with the ball can't hit you. Oh, she scored on that. So you basically have to come up a line as you come to approach that girl. You can't just step right in front of her.
Gotcha. Hosley again. That's 3 for Lauren Hosley in this first half.
So she's sitting number 17 in scoring in Classic 8 right now. So what, she's hat trick, right? So she's up to 15 points on the season. I sometimes am so amazed, and we talked about it already a little bit, about these girls and their athleticism, but their ability to catch the ball in the 8-meter and catch it clean and shoot. It's such a huge part of the game.
Why? So again, this is just more ignorant speaking here, but why is it that the pocket for girls is less than it is for boys in the game?
That's a good question. Girls are just generally more skilled, so they can.
I love that answer. That is
Sorry.
fantastic. I love that.
There's some boys out there wondering why I'm talking about that.
I love it.
It takes a lot of skill to cradle the ball. They really do check those pockets on the girls, and they don't want them. Oh, that was a
nice
beautiful
goal.
shot.
Verona goal.
That was a beautiful shot on her part. You can see why she was all conference.
That's Paige Zahler again. So it's Zahler versus Hosley here in this first half.
Pretty much.
Is that common, Coach? Do you see? I mean, is it typical that you got like a scorer and that's kind of the go-to person? I mean, I know you guys had several last year that I recall. It wasn't just really one person. I mean, Allie I know got a lot, and Jillian of course got a lot. But is it common to like designate a person?
Not necessarily, because the dilemma is, in a situation like this, they'll probably go in at halftime and make an adjustment. And if if the two girls that have done all the scoring, Paige and Lauren, then the defense starts to shut down on them.
Right.
You don't have any other scorers, then you can be in a bit of a dilemma. So ideally, you have a little bit more of a balanced attack, and you have girls that can score, but it's a little inevitable as well. There's going to be girls who really, really develop. So if you can get two or three, girls that are pretty consistently scoring a couple goals a game or 3 goals a game, it's a nice balance. There's Kaylee with the knockdown. Her height, she just dominates in that 8. So that's Kaylee Keller that we were talking about. She's actually number 1 in the state right now in ground balls.
They need to slow down their running. They're running too fast. It's hard to keep
hard
up.
To keep up. The girls are appreciating that little breather right there. Actually,
yeah, for sure. I heard the JV game. Somebody yelled, "Is it time for a timeout yet?" And the coach said, "What did you say? You're having the time of your life?"
Not exactly. So that was a push, and it occurred in the critical scoring. So if that was outside the critical scoring, it would have been a self-start, but because she was a foul in the 8, she gets an 8-meter.
So 8-meter here for Waukesha. Oop, I got to keep up my scoring here. See, this is the danger of having a manual scoreboard. It's sometimes you forget. 5-3 Waukesha, first half, 9:39 left.
It's a good game. So it's Lauren again.
So Lauren Hosley to shoot it for Waukesha.
Nice play.
Boy, nice pass. That was nice.
That was a great play. That's a creative player. She
unselfish too, right, Coach?
Yeah,
to do something
absolutely.
like that.
She recognized that they were going to close on her quicker.
Goal by number 44, Anna Shamans.
She had
second,
her teammate.
And assist by number 5, Lauren Hosley.
Anna Shamans on the goal for Waukesha.
Her second, I think, of the night.
6-3 now. Lady Nighthawks leading the Wildcats. Okay, I'm getting this camera thing figured out now, Coach. I think I got it by the tail here.
Awesome.
Thank you to our followers to probably taking some Dramamine by now, but I think we're getting it figured out.
Hey, first lacrosse game.
It's the first one. Everybody knows that, so they're all going to give me grace. I'm not worried.
Yep.
They back me.
First game of the year.
Got to shake the rust off here. I'm a multi-sport athlete,
You
Coach.
are.
I mean, got to shift gears here.
You are.
In one day, I was doing softball last night at Wauwatosa East.
Got to keep all the lingo straight.
It's
and all the terms and.
It's so fun. And the stoppage here.
So on the draw, you have one of the teams has to gain clear possession, and there was no possession that was gained before. I think it looked like the attacker stepped across the line, so that means Waukesha gets the ball.
So Lady Nighthawks with the ball and the lead, 6-3 first half.
You see those ground balls. Sometimes you see girls who we preach and preach and preach about getting as low as you can and really running through the ball. And sometimes you can see the girls that do that have a big advantage. defense on their part.
Boy, it's all about making space, isn't it?
Yep.
And then executing when you have that space.
Yep.
Oops, somebody took a tumble.
The more they can spread out and move the ball around, the tougher it is to defend. Then you get those cutters coming through, and it's hard. Sometimes it's like little kids soccer. Everyone wants to go right to where the ball is. Everyone wants to kind of congregate.
Right.
And try and get them.
Well, basketball's the same way too.
Yeah.
They all hover around the girl with the ball, saying, "Hey, pass to me. I'm open. I'm open."
Yeah. Keep your spacing.
Right.
That was a good pass in transition, the first pass. Nice. Oh, that was a nice pass. That was a nice give and go. That's my dream, is to see a team really do a great give and go. It's my favorite. I thought she was pulling out a yellow card. But maybe not. That's Melissa, the official. She's done a great job. She's experienced.
7:01 left now. 7 minutes in the first half. 6-3 Waukesha.
Another stoppage. I'm pretty sure he should have stopped the clock, but it's still running. It's okay.
Notice though the parents are objecting, like, "Hey."
Yeah, they're not screaming at him, so maybe not, but I really don't know what happened in that situation. I'm not sure where the first whistle or second whistle came from or what the reasoning was. The ball went from Verona to Waukesha and back to Verona now, so I think Bill from Waukesha is also really wondering what is going on.
Well, they're still sorting it out, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's usually a pretty good reason. I talked to the official before the game. Seems like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're usually getting all kinds of help from the coaches and parents and everything else,
Always, always.
Not that you ever did anything like
Yeah.
that, but
No.
some coaches are known to do that.
Yeah, yep.
Boy, good passing by Verona.
Yeah.
And
really
another
good ball
stoppage.
movement. There's a foul on Waukesha. So she's going to get an 8. Number 25 or 4. I can't tell what her number is. Good chance for them to put one more on.
Is that
I think it's 25. I thought it was.
Mackenzie Schmidt.
Nice. So again,
And a goal for Verona.
It's a nice shot. So you saw she took that all the way in.
Goal by number
Again,
25,
sometimes you'll see them
Schmidt.
just take a couple steps, and sometimes you'll see them go all the way in on those 8 meters.
So we'll come back to midfield at 6-4. 5:08 left first half. Is it what you expected, Coach? I mean,
Yeah.
game-wise so far, no big surprise here.
It's a very good game. It's very competitive. I think this is probably exactly what the Verona coach was wanting based on our conversation before the game. I think she really wanted to kind of get her girls out and get them against some competition outside of her conference and see what they could do. See what they don't know and do know.
Well, it's good, good to do that, especially non-conference games. That's what these are for, is to, get ready for your conference schedule and see what you got and what you need.
Yep. Great learning experience. She said that so they beat Middleton. I think I mentioned that. And in that game, they had a couple of their main players that were not in. And she said it was just an impressive display of teamwork on their part because they really, were missing a couple. She didn't mention exactly who, but they were missing a couple key players. And the rest of the team really stepped up and really made the most of it. So she said it was a great win for them.
Is the Madison area like further along in lacrosse than the Milwaukee area? It seems like there's a lot more lacrosse around in the Madison area than in our neck of the woods, I guess.
So I think that Verona was one of the first programs in the state. So I do think that originally they definitely had a lot of advantage. In fact,
Kind of seems like a Madison area sport. I could see it starting over there.
yeah. At least it's my understanding that those were some of the first teams. In fact, Verona was one of them. Our very first clinic we ever held, we had the opportunity to have Jody Spencer from Verona, and she was, just a great influencer of girls lacrosse in the state. And so, and now you sort of see the last handful of championships of course you got Arrowhead that's won 5 in a row,
Right.
I think. So
Nice defense by Verona there.
no miss. Oh, it's a good cut.
6-4, 3:43 left first half. Uh-oh. Boy, nice pass and nice finish.
pass.
44.
I think that's her third. That might be her.
Anna Shamans again.
Not sure. I thought that was her
Goal
third.
by number 44, Anna Shamans, and that is a hat.
Right on cue, Coach. That's
So-
An assist by number
That's why you get the big
5.
bucks.
Yep,
And that
exactly.
is an assist hat trick.
I was just going to say.
And an
that's
assist
3
hat
assists
trick.
for Lauren.
How about that?
She does a great job of seeing that open girl. That's the second time in a row that she's, been unselfish and realized that her teammate was wide open. Verona just missed that girl coming around the crease down there. Didn't see Anna set up right there, and it's an easy pass and shot.
Now, Coach, we got to work on these lacrosse kids. They're super camera shy. The softball kids are like, they love cameras. They absolutely adore cameras. But the lacrosse kids are like, don't put that around me. I don't want to be on.
Interesting. We'll have to change that.
The softball kids, oh my
Hamming
gosh,
it up.
they are something else. I tell you what. Franklin especially. Franklin and New Berlin West. New Berlin West is crazy with those cameras. There's a goal for Verona.
Verona goal.
Came right back and answered that goal. That was impressive. Not sure how she got that shot off. It looked like there was a lot of sticks in her way.
Well, 7-5. Well, Verona's sticking right with them
Yeah.
here.
Yep,
not
they're
to
trading
worry.
goals the last few. 1 for 1. Yeah, I know some of the Franklin softball players. I'm not surprised that they're hamming it up in there.
Madison Palace being one of the tops on the list.
Sure.
And Madison is a good friend of ours on W7. She's been a supporter of ours since, I would almost say, day one.
That's awesome.
Bree Roberts, another one.
Yep.
Great kids. Boy, I just love that team. And Coach Reck, obviously. It's such a great group of girls.
And they're having a great season.
They are. They're going to be a force in the
Yeah.
as we get into May and get ready for June. Now, Coach Reck's going to get mad at me for even saying that because she's so superstitious. But I gotta speak truth, Coach. What am I supposed to do
Yeah.
here?
Yep.
Can't lie to people. But she'd rather nobody know. She wants me to come and do games, but she doesn't want anybody to know about them. I'm like, well, those two things kind of don't really go
That
together.
Doesn't work. It's not how it works. Another knockdown by Kaylee in the 8. I didn't get the chance to ask if Kaylee, she's a senior, if she's going on to play at the next level. She certainly could. One of the things Coach Paquin said about her is you could put her on any team in the state and she'd make that team instantly better. And I believe it. She's a great defender.
How many kids did you have out of that class last year that went on to play post-high school lacrosse? Several, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Carly McKenna's playing at...
Oh, love Carly.
Yeah, she's great. She's playing at Concordia, Wisconsin.
That's right.
Cassie Allard went on
Yes,
to play,
Cassie Allard.
Yeah, at Concordia, Michigan, and actually was having an incredible freshman season. Player of the week 2 times in a row. Just was having a great season and tore ACL.
No.
Yep, so Cass was out for the rest of the season. And then, let's see, I know I'm missing girls. Allie was going to play at Dubuque, didn't end up
I was going to
playing.
say, did Allie end up playing anywhere?
Nope, she did not end up playing over at Dubuque.
Yeah, I remember that. She was going to go to Dubuque. That's right.
Yeah, just didn't end up working out. I think they had a new coach come in. And
Gotcha.
just,
Well, that stuff
things
happens,
changed like
yeah.
that. But
Where did she go to school then? Do you know?
She did go to Dubuque, and
Oh,
she's actually
she's
gonna,
at Dubuque then. Okay,
Yep,
gotcha.
and she's going to transfer back and go to UWM. So hopefully we'll see her coaching in the Milwaukee area soon.
Well, can't wait for that. Great kid, great family.
Yeah. Nice hustle on her part. they had the numbers there. Verona had a great transition going and just kind of overthrew Paige on that pass.
Right by us.
Yeah. Good job, Melissa.
11, I want you inside of her. I don't want you behind. Come up.
Melissa don't mess around.
No. Oh. Get it going. It's a push, so that'll be a self-start. She's outside the critical scoring. So what do we got? Oh,
58 seconds, 7-5 in favor of Waukesha. They've led throughout.
It's been a really
but not by more than 3.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 goals have been the largest margin so far.
Yeah, a really competitive game. I was just going to say,
Lady
thought she
Nighthawk
saw her.
goal.
And then you had Anna coming back with an assist. She's kind of an underrated player. I hadn't necessarily seen
Goal
many
by
of her
number
stats.
25, Lauren Lopez, her first. And assist by number 44.
And the Lauren Lopez
Lauren,
fan
fan
section,
club.
the fan club breaks out into a cheer there on that one.
She's got a following. She's just a sophomore. She's going to have a great career ahead. I can't remember if I mentioned it. That's one thing he said, is the sophomores class of his is very athletic and lots of potential. Bill's daughter, Lauren, actually is the all-time leading scorer up at Concordia.
How about that?
Wisconsin. So he coached her as she was coming up.
52 seconds, 8-5 in favor of Waukesha.
Important draw control here for Verona going into the half. If they can put one more on right before the half, it'd be nice for them. Good defense by Waukesha.
Is this going like for one shot here? I mean,
Yeah.
do
I think
you have that quite a bit? Like in the last minute?
I think in this situation, yeah.
So Coach Liebel for Brookfield Central Basketball has a rule that if it's under 30 seconds, he goes for one
He
shot.
goes for one. That's his deal.
She's pretty adamant about that.
Oh, her deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've reached halftime at Waukesha. Your halftime score, Waukesha 8, Verona 5. We're going to take a break, get our cameras reset, get a drink here. Non-alcoholic, of course. They all know that, but I'll say it anyway. It's 8-5 at halftime. Gary Whipperman and Joe Kine here at we're I guess field side. I mean, we're right on the field here. Let me see if I can show you guys kind of where we're at here.
As close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good accommodations here. We're on the wrong side, though. I like being on the side where the players are, but look at this. See, we're getting they're getting plugs and everything.
Plug again.
Here we are. So you can see us down here. So
or by visiting their Twitter or Facebook page.
Yeah, there
that's
we are.
the camera right down there, Coach. So there we are. It's halftime. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Halftime at Waukesha. 8-5 Waukesha at the half. We'll be right back. You're watching W7 Live.
right, we're back, right? We're back at Waukesha. Waukesha leading Verona 8-5 at the half. It's been a really, really good game so far.
There go my papers.
There goes your papers. The wind picked up just for a second there. It's a perfect night for lacrosse. Not hot, not cold, not raining.
Is there ever a bad night for lacrosse, Coach? That's the question I would have.
A lot of cold, rainy.
Well, you play in March. I mean, you're going to get that in Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah. Had some really cold, rainy nights, but foggy nights.
I put the camera on Paige Zaylor over at Verona there at the half. I said, boy, you're a lot of fun to watch. She just screamed right into the camera like super loud.
Oh, good. Oh, maybe she's not shy after all.
No, she's not shy. But they all like hushed voices when I came with them. Like, it's video only. They're like, oh, okay.
Right. Not sure what she called. It didn't look like she was very close to her, but I think she called a foul on Paige, I think. But no, not sure what happened. But Waukesha moving the ball back up the field. Oh, that was a nice read by her. She just missed. They had a nice opportunity there. They had a 3v2 and couldn't quite close it down. Oh, that's a tough pass.
8-5, second half, just underway.
Good defense there. Verona seemed to come out pretty fired up when they came
Well,
out
I'll
of the
tell you
huddle.
what, in that huddle, they were pretty fired up. The coach said, we're not going to lose this game. She said, we're winning this game.
Good.
I mean, it was not a let's win. It was a we are winning it.
This is what's happening, and this is how this is going to go down.
Yeah, and I love that attitude. That's fantastic.
Good.
And the kids totally feed off it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Your confidence really translates to the team. She's there's Kaylee again. Forced turnover. Great job on her part to read that. The Verona coach played in Minnesota.
She's pretty young. I mean, she's
23.
I was going to say she's pretty young.
She's 23.
Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not no judging, no hating here.
No.
I'm all for it. I love young women being in leadership positions like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that Jules is doing it at Franklin. I think that's fantastic.
So important.
They can relate to these kids super well.
Yeah, it's so important. It really is that they get that role model.
No
they get
question
that
about it.
Younger, the young girl that they can really relate to. She's 23. Her and her assistant coaches played all three played in Madison. Wow, another Paige goal.
Paige Zaylor. Paige gonna get mad at me because I was behind. Paige. You got to slow down a little bit, kid.
She's got a really unique shot and pass. It's not quite sidearm. It's got something behind it. She's really a nice little player. She's fun to watch.
Yeah, she is. I told her, I said, you're having fun to watch, and then she screamed in the camera. I'm like, okay, I guess that's the answer.
What I was looking
That's
for.
all right. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can tell she's a leader on this team. I mean,
Yes.
the kids all kind of look at her to see what she's doing, and that's kind of how it works. Which you need kids like that.
Yeah. And we caught her right here a couple different times, kind of, yelling out, not assignments, but sort of saying, hey,
Right.
make sure we're doing this, make sure we're doing that.
Well, Allie Marion, from last year, I mean, at Franklin. And I relate a lot to Franklin just because I know those kids so well, and we did so many Franklin games. But,
Spent a lot of time
it
with
reminds
us.
me of like Allie,
Yeah.
Cassie, one of those girls.
Yeah. Amanda.
Oh, yeah, Amanda for sure.
Toughest
Boy,
girl.
she's a tough kid, wasn't she?
And a fighter. Empty stick.
Boy, you're getting a great shot here,
Yeah.
guys. I mean, right into your living room.
That's action. So that was an empty stick check.
So what's the call there, Coach?
So empty stick check. So the girl basically hit the other girl's stick before she had the ball. And then again, so that was a self-start, but the girl kind of forgot. Kaylee again with another knockdown. Kaylee should be first team All-State this year as a defender.
And that's Kaylee Keller, right?
Kaylee Keller, yeah. She's really gotten, I think she grew a little bit even. She's tall. Her sister played basketball at New Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Or New Mexico State. But so my younger daughter played basketball with Kaylee when they were little. She's a nice girl, nice family.
Well, good steal there by Verona and a stoppage.
No, she should be able to go right away, though.
So this is that, what do you call it again? The
Self-start.
Self-start.
Yeah.
That really does speed things up, doesn't it?
I'm not sure why she's calling her off, because that foul wasn't in the critical scoring. And as long as they stop first, then they're supposed to be able to start right back without the whistle. So I think if Verona could transition the ball a little quicker on the fly as opposed to via running it, they might be able to catch Waukesha not back with Kaylee not quite in position. Shooting space. They're going to get a shot here to bring it to one.
Is this an 8-footer here?
Yeah. Yeah.
8-6, Waukesha, second half. Verona chance to cut it to 8-7. I don't see who's shooting it. Is that Paige Zahler? Yep.
Oh.
No good.
They got the rebound. They still have a chance.
Well, nice job by Becca, the goal for Waukesha.
Another nice save there. She was right there. Verona bringing it back in.
Thought about putting a camera up on these goalposts. I might try that at Franklin. We'll see.
There you go.
See if
that'd be fun.
Jordan lets me do that. I'm sure he would.
Sure he would. That would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be a good view.
That'd be a really cool angle.
Yeah.
Some good action shots.
I couldn't remember how far the net was from the goalpost, but it's really perfect actually.
Yeah.
I gotta get a clamp big enough to go around that crossbar though on the goalpost. Those are thick. That's a thick bar.
That'll be your challenge.
Oh, I'll make that challenge. I'll figure that out.
No doubt. She really, I'm guessing she's played club somewhere, Paige.
Do a lot of these kids play club? I mean, for a lot of them, it's kind of a second sport, isn't it? I mean, it's not like, well, I guess not a lot of them, but I mean,
no.
Do you see kids playing lacrosse like a lot year round? I mean,
you're starting to see it more. For a handful of years, there wasn't necessarily an opportunity, but you've got Meredith's team, GLAX. You've got Badger Elite, which has been, actually, I think Bill Paquin's been involved with that a little bit. I know Tom Trutchell does some work with club. So you're starting to see it a little bit more. It's just these girls, a lot of times they're playing basketball in the summer.
Right, yeah. And volleyball too is really big.
Yeah, and so it's, again, but you do see girls who really are starting to choose this as their primary sport.
Well, we see that in softball too. I mean, it's becoming more of a serious sport than what it maybe has traditionally been. Which again, I'm all for it. If this is what the girls want to do, I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah, well, it's still the number one.
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
It is,
no question about that.
The number one scholarship opportunity for girls as well.
And a stoppage here.
I think somebody called a timeout. I think it might have been Waukesha.
Timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick break and let you check out our two friends from Slinger. This is Ramsey Ridiculous McGrew and Kate Hosking. We'll be right back. You're watching W7.
Wait, can we practice without the camera on?
It's not on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
All this we're going to put in slow motion.
Oh, no. Is this going on Twitter?
It's going everywhere.
No!
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not serious. No. No, because people think it's funny when I say that you're ridiculous. So you're just playing into it.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no. Sorry, I messed up. Come on. Wait, it's only one finger, right? Yeah. Okay, what do you want me to do with my hands? What do I do? Give me a facial expression. Just straight face. Okay.
I got your back.
Okay, thank you.
All you're gonna say on camera is, my roots in Slinger run deep. You could do that, can't you?
My roots in Slinger run
Easy
deep.
money.
Is it going?
No.
W7 Live. We are back. 8-6 second half. 17:45 left in this one.
It's a good game.
Well, it's
quite
one
the
of those, Coach,
battle.
I always look at, it's one of those where, Verona just, hanging around, and then, these are the teams that sometimes kind of just come and steal it at the end from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, they haven't led yet, but, you can see they're, like, right there.
Yeah. And like you said, their coach's message at
Yeah.
half was, we are winning
Yes.
this game. So we'll see how they do.
And it's really cool, too. I mean, just from listening to the girls really are buying in
Yeah.
to what she's telling them, which is, so, as you know, as a coach, I mean, how important that is.
Yeah.
That, you have the team, and clearly, they respect her, and she's the leader of that team, which is it's great. I mean, you love that in a coach.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do you miss it? I'm sure you do.
I do. I miss it. It's odd to have a life right now. It's really weird that I'm not, at the field for 3 and 4 hours a night, or 5 or 6 hours by the time you get to an away game.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss the girls. I miss the interaction with
It's
the
the
girls.
relationships. It always is.
Yeah.
You could do without the games, but you just love, and most coaches I talk to love practice more than games.
Yeah.
Just the relationships and just, being with the kids, and
It's just fun.
yeah.
Lady Nighthawk goal.
This
he
guy
is. He's
is
back.
there's something else, I'm telling you.
A lot of
You got to be doing
enthusiasm up there.
Goal by number 5. Lauren
DJ
Hosley,
late
her
at night, like
fourth.
love songs or something.
Maybe
Lauren
he
Hosley
is.
with her 4th goal. I had the camera on Lauren at halftime just to show her number 5 for Waukesha. Unfortunately, we're on the other side of the field. Apparently, the powers that be at Waukesha West only put power on one side of the field. So we usually insist on being where the players are. So I'll tell you, and you guys know this about me, I'm not overly thrilled about this, but it is what it is. We like being where the players are. So at Franklin, I never have that issue. Coach Kine lets me right in there, and Coach
Right.
Jules will let me right in there.
Right
I
up
mean,
front.
Yep, front and center, baby.
Right on the sideline.
9-6, Waukesha.
No possession.
The draws have been a little sloppy in this game,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah, there hasn't been a clear cut. Well, the other thing I've noticed is a lot of switching on the circle. A lot of, I'm not sure I've seen the same girls over and over on the circle.
Oh, shot no good.
Yeah. They had a great opportunity.
Yeah,
there.
they
That
sure
was a
did.
1v1.
Boy, you may look back on that one.
Yeah.
9-6, 16-19 to go. Second half's kind of slowed down from where we were in the
Yeah.
first half. The pace has slowed down considerably. A lot of stoppages.
It was 7-5 at half.
Look at Coach Bill. The whole game, he's been directly in front of the camera. His back on the camera.
Chances. Oh, that's funny. He's not moved.
Not moved right
Not
there.
like- yeah, that's interesting. I'm surprised he's not up and down the sideline a little bit more.
There he goes. Here, we'll put him on for you.
Got the wax ball bouncing.
Looking over at the camera. Come on, Coach, focus.
He was on. I think Lauren's not. Is Lauren? Oh, there's Paige. I thought maybe she was.
I doubt
Taking
she's
a
allowed to
break.
go out.
Yeah, I'm
I
guessing
can't
she
see
doesn't
that.
get many breaks.
I wouldn't think so. I recall Jillian and Bella didn't get a lot of breaks from what I remember.
Yeah. No. And I'm sure this year they're not for sure.
I'm sure
Yeah.
not.
I think her teammate didn't know that pass was coming
Yep.
to her.
The whole cradling thing, I got to tell you, it's just because I got a chance to hold a lacrosse stick and a ball in the off season, and trying to do that, I cannot get over how talented these girls
I
are to
know.
be able to do that. Because I use a girl's stick, and how shallow that net is. It is crazy.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of skill for them, and to run full speed, with
Running
it
full
and
speed.
not lose
I'm
it.
like,
And,
Coach, I'm like standing still, and it keeps falling out. I mean, and these girls are running full speed down a field.
yep.
And sometimes, in rain and cold, and I mean, it's just the mental discipline that's required and the focus required is just it's similar to hitting a fastball like all the time, like
Yeah.
every pitch.
Yep. Yep. It's a lot of athleticism. There she is again. She's got an 8-meter. Try to get one back for Verona.
Nine six still.
Nice shot.
9-7.
She's crafty. She's creative on her shots. I know I keep kind of praising her, but she's a nice player.
She's a great
fun to
player.
watch.
Speaking of great player,
Goal by number 11.
following
Zayla.
tonight's game, we will have the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game. And got a couple of good candidates for that already, Coach.
Yeah, yeah. Girls point.
I'll let Coach Kine interview her. My question will be like, do you like lacrosse? Is it fun? I mean, Coach will ask like real questions that they'll actually respect. Coach, I got to tell you, I got asked 3 times today on social media, why don't you do soccer? And I said, I love the game and, love that the passion the kids have for it. But the field's enormous, and and they said, well, so is lacrosse. I'm like, yeah, but lacrosse, I've got a couple aces in the hole that kind of help me out on the broadcast because I don't know anything about lacrosse, but they do, and so they come and do it. I don't have that for soccer, so and plus 4 sports is enough. I don't think I can handle another one.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I do respect the game and respect the kids that play it for sure. That's a tough game.
That's another one that takes a lot of
You betcha.
lot of endurance. It's a big field. You're going to have somebody step up now, and say, I'll be your soccer.
I know. You know what? I was just thinking that when I was saying it. I'm like, why am I saying this out loud? Because I am going to hear that. I know it. Somebody's going to message me and say, hey, I'll come and do the games with you.
That's going to say.
And I would. It's just I cannot take on another sport.
Oh,
and
can't
I'm one of
imagine.
those, do it 1,000% or don't do it. And, I wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
There's another goal for
Yeah, I'm not sure who scored that. It might have
Waukesha.
been Lauren again.
If I had to guess, I'd get Lauren Holsley.
Yeah. Kind of snuck that in. I think that might have been Lauren. I think our announcer friend's trying to figure out who that
Goal by
was.
number 11.
Nope.
Oh, it wasn't.
Hadley Malcolmson, her first.
Okay.
Malcolmson
Number 42,
gets her
Libby
first
X.
one. The
Nice.
hockey player.
She's sitting at number 6 in Classic 8 in scoring.
By the way, I also got called many times this winter about doing girls hockey, which is very interesting, but we did 91 basketball games, so
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
exactly sure
say.
where I would fit that in. And plus, my basketball kids would rebel
Right.
if we didn't do
Right.
if we didn't do a basketball game because we were doing something else. But I may try something with that next year. We'll see. I don't know. I doubt it. It's too hard to keep up with.
Be tough to fit that in.
Yeah, exactly,
all those
especially during basketball
games.
season.
So she called a false start. I'm not sure if one of the girls moved her stick early, but it's interesting that Melissa called it off the circle as opposed to the girl in the circle. But so Waukesha ball.
Well, Waukesha chance to extend their lead here.
That was good crash defense on Verona. I was pretty sure that was going to be a score. They recovered nicely on that. There we go. Next level now. Next level. If they can get that next transition.
Kind of out past the coverage there a little bit.
Yeah. So down 3. If they could get a couple quick scores, I think they'd get some momentum going. Turnover.
And a stoppage, 10-7, 13:06 to go. So we're almost halfway through the second half.
Yep. This is where she doesn't have to wait on the whistle, and she.
Just start right up, huh?
Yep.
Slow down, girls. My goodness, they move too fast.
So I think she's calling dangerous propel on that and taking that goal back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what she called. Oh, offsetting penalties. So she called shooting space on Waukesha and dangerous propel on I'm sorry, shooting space on Verona, dangerous propel on Waukesha. So offsetting penalties. So it should be a toss up or it's an alternate possession.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. No, it's not a camera. It's just a
Okay.
microphone. That's good. It's all good. Well, back to live action here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Always,
Boy, she was lucky that didn't get taken
yeah.
away there.
Always dangerous making that pass anywhere near the overthrown a little bit.
See, I always think of that like icing for hockey, where you just, you just knock it all the way down the other end of the field.
Right. Just to get rid of it, get it out of your area.
Now, it's a penalty in hockey for doing that. I don't know if it is with lacrosse. I assume not.
No.
And we have now exhausted my knowledge of hockey. By the way, that was my
I do not know hockey at all.
That was the extent of it right there.
Yeah, I don't know hockey at all. It's a good trap by Verona if they could have gotten a forced turnover there. It's one thing girls sometimes forget to do. They forget that they can go backwards. They don't have to always advance the ball. There's no over and back in lacrosse.
Oh, so you can go past
So
a certain point and then go back the other way again.
They could go all the way back to their goalie if they want to find an open girl and get the ball up the field.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where the ball is, but
okay,
there it is. All right,
Waukesha's got their
I
offense.
lost track here. Is this like a stall game here? Is this
It
like
shouldn't be yet. It's really early.
It's kind of early, isn't it? 11:14 left.
But they have definitely spread their offense right now. They're out way further than they have been. So I don't.
So George Satiros, here comes the famous hail stretch, the stretch offense as he calls it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to set up an isolation play, which they could be.
Oh, there's a steal.
That's big. Well, Kaylee waiting
but
for
got it back
got
again.
Right back.
Boy, she's a smart player, isn't she? Keller.
Yeah. It's that basketball knowledge that comes into play.
Yep.
Helps them a lot.
See, there's so many applications for basketball. I mean, is that a shooting space?
I'm not sure. Melissa looks like she's got a couple things in mind down there. Looks like she's reaching for a yellow. I'm not sure. I was kind of watching the girls out here as opposed to what was happening. Dangerous propel again for Waukesha.
It's funny how they are when the whistle stops. I almost worry that my camera has froze up, but they literally like don't move a step.
They do not.
It truly is just like everybody it's like frozen in place.
Yep. Everybody has to stop.
I'm like, oh, my camera froze. Nope. They're just because I didn't see the wind go. I'm like, oh, never mind. All right.
Now, if she'll pass it, there we go. Oh, she didn't have any help. She didn't have anybody back with her. They had the numbers, except they just didn't.
Had nobody downfield, huh?
Yeah, another interception there. Kaylee's taking it again. It's a push. Self-start and go again. Verona's stepping up their pressure a little bit, which doesn't surprise me with 9 minutes to play.
Yeah,
they need a couple
nine and a
goals
half.
back here.
Probably got to make something happen here.
They're stepping up their pressure across the field. Not sure what that was.
It's a lot of stoppages. I mean,
the
this
first
isn't
half
common, is it? I mean,
well, the first half didn't have,
Good
right?
gracious.
The first half really flew by. There were hardly any stoppages. There's been a lot more stoppages this game.
Like I'm
this
watching
half.
golf here or something.
Yeah. It's not been as fast.
Not that I would
this
ever
half.
watch golf. My goodness. Barely handle playing it. Still 10-7.
Oh my gosh!
And-
Another interception. But I
Is this
don't-
Verona just being careless with the ball here?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that the girls maybe aren't cutting when she thinks they're going to be cutting, and they're underestimating Kaylee's length and speed. There must have been an off-ball foul on that.
Boy, important Verona get something to go on here. Got a score here pretty soon. 10-7, 8:06, clock running, second half.
We'll see if she shoots this.
She
Oh, it
does,
snuck
and a
in.
goal
Yeah,
for the Wildcats.
Verona goal.
kind of dribbled in. That I think the goalie might have just missed that.
Still counts,
There
right?
it is. Yeah, it still is. They needed that. Now, if they can win this draw and come right back.
Number 4, I'll get her name on here. I'll try to get all the kids' names if I can. Number 4, that's Samantha Brebach on the goal for Verona. Well, maybe that'll spark something here for the
Yep.
Wildcats. 10-8, 7:56 left.
Good
They've
game.
done a good job defensively in the second half. I mean, they really slowed down, Waukesha scoring here. Hosley's been pretty quiet in the
Yeah.
second half so far.
Yep. Well, they've outscored them, right?
Yep.
3-2.
It's kind of neat watching the game within the game, seeing the two girls right in front of here positioning, trying to get the right
Yeah.
position, and all this, kind of jockeying back and forth. It's kind of neat to watch.
Boxing each other out
Yep.
before the
Love it.
ball goes up. That was nice.
Well, here comes another shot for Verona. For once, I was ahead of the girls. There we go. That rarely happens.
Oh, get in there. Good hustle on both sides. Oh, ball's bouncing around a lot right now.
So is the camera, so everybody
all
wins
right.
here. And is that a goal for Waukesha?
Oh, I think she's calling it back. I think she didn't call shooting space, but it looked like she called a foul.
Well, we'll see what the call is. 7:02 and counting. Boy, half the second half has been just
yeah.
official,
And a lot-
officiating.
Yeah, and a lot of me trying to figure out, wait, I'm not sure why she called that there, but
I think they're doing a great job. I'm
They
not
are. No, that's
critical
not
of
what
the
I'm saying.
officiating at
Yeah,
all. I know
yeah.
you're not saying that either.
no,
Just
yeah.
to make sure that we're clear on that. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's enforcing the rules of the game, and sometimes that this stuff happens. So
Yeah, and sometimes when they're all bunched up in the 8, it's hard to see what happened and know what she was calling.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
Melissa's one of
nice stop there for the Wildcats. Well, a chance here if they can advance to close this thing to 1.
that. Run through that, run through that. Oh boy, got a 1v1, I think.
And there's a
yeah.
goal for the Nighthawks.
Yep, this forced turnover up here hurt them on that. They had a girl open that could go right in and take that in.
Shayla
Shayla Walzak on the goal for Waukesha. My daughter's name is Shayla, so I celebrate
nice.
Shayla's.
Nice. It's the first time we heard her name tonight,
Yep.
right?
Nice job by Walzak for the goal. 11-8 Waukesha. 6 minutes exactly to go in this one. Reminder, stick around for the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone Player of the Game immediately following this game. Hopefully immediately following. We'll see. I always say that, and sometimes the coaches forget.
Yeah, probably.
Those coaches get a little windy in post-game, coach. And,
Right,
not that you
right,
ever did that,
right.
but
Keep
some
talking.
of them do.
Look for Paige to kind of try to make something happen here in the next few minutes.
Under 6 minutes to go, 11-8. Waukesha. Well, Verona's undefeated season is in jeopardy here. Granted, they're 2-0, but in danger of getting their first loss of the year.
Yeah.
Christensen's done a nice job at the net tonight.
Yeah, just a lot of shots.
Yeah. 11-8. We're at 5:21 to go. Are you surprised we're not seeing more urgency here out of Verona? I mean, time is kind of, not really their friend at this point, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I think it's a balance between not forcing it and, forcing a and causing a turnover or having a turnover.
Out of bounds there. That was Zahler on the pass.
Trying to make something happen.
So out of bounds, Waukesha ball.
Yeah. Didn't know if they were going to call that a shot or if they were going to call that a pass. They called it a pass. See if they can get a good transition here. Oh. Oh, that was a good ground ball. That was a really good
They're
ground
moving
ball.
too fast again, Coach. I cannot keep up with these kids. I know how grandparents feel now.
Yeah, Verona does need to get something in here, get something going. You can see, goals scored so quickly sometimes, and then other times you don't.
There's
so there
one.
They go. Yeah, there's one. They got one back. Now they got to hold on defense. They can't go down and let them get a quick goal again to get that one back.
Well, you almost got to.
Goal by number 11.
Zahler on the goal. You almost got to get the draw here, right? I mean, because you don't want to. I mean, you're now at 3:43, and Waukesha's going to be in really no hurry to score here. I mean, I assume they're just going to try to get possession and drain some clock here. So this draw is going to be. See, look at me, Coach. I'm starting to get stuff now. It's all starting to come back a little bit at a time,
Yeah.
It's kind of like riding a bike, I guess, a little bit. But
the strategy and the terms and all of it.
Well, we'll see what Verona is that Zahler at the?
I think she's taking the draw.
Yep, I think you're right.
They've just had a lot of different girls on both sides. Well, that 6 needs to get over there.
Looks like Waukesha controlled it.
Push. It's a self-start. She can go right away.
You hear the Verona parents now get the ball.
Get the ball. Yeah.
3:15 and counting. 11-9 Waukesha. Maybe another W7 Instant Classic coming, Coach.
Yep.
Could be. We've been on a roll. We've had 3 in a row now. So in softball. So let's hope lacrosse can keep it going here.
Take one more. That's shooting space.
Well, that's tough.
Lauren Lopez. We'll see if we get her cheering.
Get the Lauren Lopez fan club going here.
Going.
We'll see. Well, this could be your game right here.
Yeah, it's a momentum thing at this point.
For sure. 11-9.
Nice stop. There you go.
Nice stop.
And they got to come back up with that ball.
But yeah, that's the key. You got to get the ball after the stop. That's the most important thing.
Oh, she dropped that.
Kind of a dangerous pass in there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably not the pass Bill wanted right there, just because they really want to take care of the ball now.
Well, now Verona's
now
got the
Verona's
ball.
got the opportunity if they'll just be smart with it and make the right passes.
2:07. What's the call?
That's a big call. White ball over there. She must have seen it. She was over there.
1:55 and counting. Time is not Verona's friend at this point. Well,
They got-
Waukesha Underton scoring here at this point. I mean, it's just keep away now.
Yeah, they need to double team the ball and really pressure the ball everywhere. But
1:27 left. 11-9, Waukesha by 2.
this
Going to be
is-
tough now.
Yeah, this is where the coaches are screaming.
Yeah.
We need the ball. We need the ball. We need the ball. And this is where sometimes, you have girls whose maybe IQ isn't quite as high, realizing, this is a situation where we.
Well, and again, you have this in all sports. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen, you drop a play with 5 seconds left, and somehow the player forgets that there's 5 seconds left in the game, and the clock runs out, and they don't take a shot because they forgot.
Right.
Under a minute, 42 seconds to go. So Waukesha going to come away with a win here unless something really crazy happens. Never say never, but it's not looking good.
Right.
34 seconds and counting.
They're not really getting that forced turnover that
Nope.
they need down here.
Well, nice job by the Lady Nighthawks in trying to close this thing out, and it goes out of bounds.
They are going to get the ball
So they'll
back
get the
for-
ball back with 22 seconds and down 2 goals.
So we had a coach that coached for us. Her name was Margaret. She was she played Marquette, originally played on Marquette and then played on Club Marquette. But she said it takes 6 seconds to score off a draw. So had they been able to move the ball up quickly and gotten a score, it would have been feasible to tie
Yeah, for
it.
sure.
But they came
8
up with
seconds, and that will just about do it for this one. Waukesha takes control, and that's going to be your game. Final score, Waukesha 11, Verona 9. Great game by both teams.
It was a really good game. Really good game. It was very competitive.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with the Zone Athletics Find Your Zone player of the game. Coach, ready to do a post-game interview?
Sure.
All right, stick with us. You're watching W7. We'll be right back.
Okay, we are here with the player of the game tonight from Waukesha. This is Lauren Hosley. Lauren, this is, congratulations on a great game.
Thank you.
You guys did a great job. So it's your senior season.
Yes, it is.
Right? So a lot of fun memories going on, a lot of fun memories to be made. What are kind of your goals for the team for this season?
You know, I mean, this season we really have been working on teamwork and moving the ball, fast passing, and I think that was really showcased in this game. I think we had a lot of assists that were very good, and I was very proud of my team for being able to do amazing teamwork today.
That's awesome. You really did. You had a couple beautiful assists and
Thank
some
you.
great goals as well. But you clearly are a very unselfish player, which is such a big deal in lacrosse when you see those teammates really feeding off of each other. So you guys do seem like you have great chemistry and a great time out there.
Yes.
Any particular adjustments that you guys made kind of as the game progressed? I mean, that was a great competitive game. You guys go to 6-1 on the season now. Anything that Coach Bill kind of pointed out, said, hey, these are things we need to kind of focus on, pay attention to, or just get out there and play hard?
Yeah, I mean, we've been struggling with transition a little bit, but I think this game, in the beginning of the second half, we were kind of struggling getting the ball down the field, but then we kind of just let it click, realized to swing the field because this team really pressures ball super hard, and girls were getting into triple teams, quadruple teams, so as soon as we started switching the field, moving like Coach told us to, it was a much better game.
Yeah, that's very true. You guys did a great job of kind of turning the ball around and going. This is the first game that W7 has had the opportunity to come out. Love the field, love the opportunity. It's a great place. So everything that W7 does, I think a lot of people are really learning about W7. So everything that they do is based on one principle and one guiding idea. And any idea what that is? Everything we do?
For the girls.
There you go. We love it. Congratulations again. Thanks so much. Great luck the rest of your season.
Thank you. You too.